Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background, and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy: How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is about the romantic compatibility between INTJs and INTPs. But before we dive into this topic, I would like to underline something about my book. It is written from a health science point of view, so we'll be looking at the anatomy, physiology, brain dominance, and so forth of the 16 MBTI personality types. And based on this information, you can identify your own type. And since I advocate that like attract like, you can determine the best romantic partner for you long term. So let's go back to the topic at hand. What do INTJs and INTPs have in common? Obviously, they're both intuitive thinkers. So these are people who are left brain dominant and are focused on the abstract future. So these are people who focus on the abstraction of the concrete because these are people who are interested in math and science, and they'll be able to exchange or play with these type of ideas with each other. So they'll have a lot of topic of discussion together. The other aspect, obviously, they're both introverts. So, but in the case of intuitives, is that just the fact they're intuitives, usually they behave like introverts because it has to do with the difference between their energy and that of others. So when a person's energy is higher than most people around them, they will need time alone or with a few friends and family members to actually recharge. But in the case of the INTJ and the INTP, they will need that more so than other personality types. And the other point also is that these are people who tend to be rather straightforward. They don't like to sort of like beat around the bush. So when they're going to be talking to each other, they won't be that concerned about being politically correct. Okay, because there are people who really focus on logic, especially the INTP. So the INTP, because if you look at their function stack, is that they have introverted thinking as its first function. It has to do with internal logic. And the INTJ has extroverted thinking. So in other words, they will appreciate about each other. So they won't feel that they have to walk on eggshells with each other. Obviously, this couple will face some challenges. The first one is that because they're both left brain dominant, they tend to not be good when it comes to relationships in general. So often they don't understand their own emotions, let alone somebody else's. So probably they'll need to outsource that. Maybe they'll have maybe a therapist or a friend or someone to help them navigate this aspect of their relationship. The other point also is that they're both introverts. So these are people, again, who spend so much time, by themselves. So they won't have the other to actually help them drum them out. So in other words, they'll probably become even more withdrawn than if they were meant to with someone who's more of an extrovert. The other challenge they may face has to do with their relationship style. The INTJ has masculine and orderly relationship style, which means that they emphasize effectiveness, so they just want to get the job done, whereas the INTP has masculine spontaneous, which really puts emphasis on accuracy. So in other words, they want to make sure that whatever they're doing is really reflects reality, and it's obviously accurate. So they might not have the same perspective when it comes to working on different projects or what they're really aiming for. Overall, I would say that this couple could work in the sense that they're both intuitive thinkers, they're both introverts, these people who tend to have good energy, so they won't drain each other, they put emphasis on logic, so they will be able to share a number of, let's say, hobbies and interests because they will emphasize math and science. Yes, they will have a challenge in terms of understanding their emotions than that of their partner because of the fact that they're very left brain dominant, especially the INTJ. Probably they'll need to outsource this somebody else to maybe guide them in terms of their relationship, especially let's say if they have children. They might have children who are not left brain dominant like themselves, and they need to develop their their empathy and also their understanding of the emotional context of a relationship. But I think overall they would actually get along rather well. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this compatibility analysis by commenting below. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button. Also remember to click on the notification bell to be notified of other videos I'm going to be making. Subscribe to my channel, and we will talk soon.